something like that. You can tell I can't edit. I should be one of those Foley men. I'm sorry to make light of a very serious subject. This is a V1 bomb video revisited. I've actually slaver all over me phone here. Anyway, I have done a video on this tankard before, but it didn't make that many views, didn't get that many views. I was quite disappointed about that because this is one of those little pieces of social history that pop up from time to time on eBay, places like that, that link, I'm getting dive bombed now, that link into the fabric of World War II and stuff, pivotal moments or things that have happened. And I found it, I think I paid a tenner for it on eBay, 15 quid, maybe 20, I don't know, I can't remember, I got it ages ago. Aha. So this little thing here, I've just bought this with a Gloucester meteor as well. To anyone who doesn't know, it's a V1 bomb, which is, the V is for vengeance in German. I think it was called the A. Was it the A1 or A2? A1. It's the classification. But this was a pulse jet flying bomb, the first cruise missile, if you like. In fact, my hometown, this Christmas Eve 1944, was the only time, or the closest it ever came to my place. It was heard going over by people in the early hours of the morning, and it exploded mid-air above a cricket ground in a village sort of northwest from here, and demolished the cricket ground. And when I was a kid, I remember my primary school teacher saying she'd been evacuated to the countryside in the northeast and remembers a doodle bug blowing up. So that'll have been the same one. So there you go. And this little thing here, I mean, little things, it was actually quite a large thing. We stood against it. I mean, the one that came across my patch, if you like, will have been launched from a Heinkel 111 and aimed for Manchester. That's the I think Mark Felton did a video on it, and it had gone off course because there weren't, to say it was the early cruise missile, the guidance system had a gyroscopic compass inside. I'm not sure of the technical details 100% without trying to damage the model. I'll take it off its little stand. Maybe we can. So this thing would have a programmed, it would be roughly, if you were firing it from a land site, they were either aircraft launched or more likely land launched. It would be set at a certain compass heading, set at a certain time when the fuel system would cut out, and then the ailerons at the back would go into a dive, and it would simply, so that was my attempt at impersonating one at the beginning. The pulse jet made a noise, and then it would stop, and then the thing would tilt, and it would go to its not intended target, the general area of its target. And these things caused mayhem. A lot of people died, thousands of homes destroyed, etc., etc., etc. So what is the point of the video, you twittering middle-aged git? Well, the first V1 to hit Britain wasn't in London. I think it was in the south somewhere. I can't remember. I should have wrote that down, but I don't know how to take notes. You know me. The first one to hit London was 1 week after D-Day at 4:25 a.m. at Grove Road in Bow. It destroyed a railway bridge, and the temporary one was erected, fairly sharpish, which lasted till 1947, 1948. 6 people were killed, 30 injured, and 200 were made homeless. So, when I did this video last time, I went into the technical details of the V1 and more about as much information as I could get about this guy. This is just an update video because what I've done, I've cleaned it. Shock, horror, gasps, people saying don't clean the patina off pewter or silver or stuff like that. Look, it was sat in my shed and it just looked grey. It didn't stand out. And I thought, I'm going to get a V1 die-cast model. Is it die-cast or plastic? Plastic, I think. I'm going to polish this up with a bit of brass. So I haven't gone mad. It might look it in the camera, but it's actually still some dings and bits of grime on it. It really looks the part. So if you can't see that, what it says is presented by the chairman of John Wright & Sons Veneers Limited, no longer there, to Mr. J. King, in recognition of his duties as spotter during the war, and especially since the 16th of June 1944 and during the Doodlebug danger. So I didn't get that. I'll hold it right up as far as I can. It's probably because it's so shiny, There you go. Presented by the chairman of John Sons Veneers Limited, Mr. J. King, recognition of his duties during the war as a spotter, especially since the 16th of June, Doodlebug menace. Now, why is this relevant? This is 3 days after the first Doodlebug V1 bomb, whatever you want to call it, hit London. The first one to hit London. That factory was literally, there's the railway line, there's a road bisecting it, this piece of land, that's where the factory was. So there's a good chance that this fella was involved. I mean, it says especially since the 16th of June. So maybe he wasn't, because if this is the day after, or maybe it was got the wrong date on. But it just seems a bit of a coincidence that this is dated 3 days after the first V1 hit London, literally 50 yards or 40 yards away from this factory, and this guy's being awarded a special tankard for that. So if anyone's got any information out there, I'd love to hear it. I have looked myself, couldn't find anything. But like so many things, so many people that were involved in the war, they did their bit and maybe got recognitions like this, something off the factory, a factory that's no longer there, stop pulsing, you thing. Yeah, so just a little display I've set up with the V1 flying bomb, although dated 1945 next to it. So if anyone ever come and steal my stands, man cave, they say, what's that there for? I'd say, well, this fella here did his bit, the Doodlebug menace. So this is Stan, and I will, of course I will. I'll see you